Well, this weekend, Hamas is set to release 6 people believed to be the last living hostages in Gaza after handing over the remains of 4 hostages earlier this morning. Hamas leaders say the deceased include 3 members of the Bibas family, a mother and her 2 sons. One of those sons just 9 months old when he was kidnapped on October 7th in 2023. In exchange, Israel will free hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and allow mobile homes and construction equipment into the Gaza Strip. Negotiations for a second stage of the ceasefire were supposed to begin by the 16th day of the first phase, which was February 3rd. The U.S. envoy to the Middle East says there will absolutely be a second stage. Joining us now is Ruby Hen. His son Itai was an IDF soldier stationed at the border of Gaza on October 7th when he was taken hostage, and among the 5 Americans taken hostage as well. Ruby, I just want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're so grateful that you're here. Incredibly sorry you've been separated from your son for so long.
Thank you for having me, Kelly.
Thank you for being here. You know, what has been the reaction so far since the news came out of who has most recently been released, and now these talks that are sort of in limbo as we look to another phase here?
Yeah, so I'd just like to correct the hostages coming out on Saturday are not the last living hostages. There are more living hostages. It is no way to explain that Hamas has not given any acknowledgement on the hostages in its possession, have not provided the International Red Cross to visit them and provide them medical attention. So it is still pretty much up in the air, how many hostages are living who were killed, and they also, according to the Jewish tradition, also need to be brought back. And today, we saw very disturbing pictures where Hamas, paraded deceased hostages and have been using them as a negotiation chip to bargain to get assets. And I ask, in what type of world are we living that you use deceased bodies as a negotiation chip? And it's not clear to me, how there are still 5 U.S. citizens still being held hostage, where the world needs to know that holding U.S. citizens is a liability. It's not an asset. And that is what other terrorists might be seeing today. They'll say to themselves, well, I'll find more U.S. citizens to take hostages. So I think a clear message needs to be sent out. Holding U.S. citizens wherever is not acceptable, and that will cause a lot of pain to you if you do so.
Well, I know you've been in talks with some high-ranking members of the Trump administration. What do you believe needs to be done right now? What has your message to them been?
Yeah, so we've had the privilege of being in contact with key negotiators, Mr. Steve Witkoff, God bless him. He's taken on this full steam ahead, and he's done a lot. I met last weekend in the Munich Security Conference the General Attorney Bondi, as well as DNI Gabbard. There are more, in my opinion, assets to be added to the toolbox for Mr. Witkoff that can be used to leverage Hamas and its enablers to move more quickly to get the last hostage out, such as designations, such as economic levers. And at least I see in my meetings with this administration, more ambition or more desire to use more assets at our disposal to make sure that people understand holding U.S. citizens is a liability.
Do you believe you'll see results quickly with this administration? What are you anticipating in the days and weeks ahead?
So as you stated, after 16 days, phase 2 of this negotiation needed to start. Because there are a lot of parts of this agreement that have not been disclosed to the public, it's difficult to know exactly who is in compliance and who is not. I could actually share, I met Qatari officials over the weekend, and I actually urged them. Each day they sent out a daily report saying who is in compliance and who is not. And I urged them make it public. I think that we all should know who is working according to the agreement and not. And I think that the Israeli government, has obligation to its citizens, as you see the pictures behind us,
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.